welcome XCW Galaxy. Here we are again, another episode of XCW 5. I am JJ, as always, your host. Tonight we're running down the top 5 cage matches in XCW history. And as you remember last episode, I did tell you there were 13 in history. Not a whole bunch to choose from, and especially almost every cage match we have has been pretty intense, pretty electrifying. Definitely hard to get it down to just 5. No honorable mentions on here as well, ladies and gentlemen. We do just have those 5 cage matches. The top one is going to be from a show that we haven't had in a while, ladies and gentlemen. Give you a little preview on that. And for some wrestlers we haven't actually seen in a while either. So without further ado, I'm going to get right into it. The top 5 cage matches in XCW history. Here they are. Us off, ladies and gentlemen, for our top 5 cage matches. We have Tommy the Man Merriman versus James Cerebral for the XCW Championship back in 2014 at Greed. Look how different these men look. We saw an EBW star taking on an XCW star competing for the XCW Championship. And ladies and gentlemen, we're glad, big frog splash there. Despite interference from the Gabe, this match would see Tommy the Man Merriman capture his very first XCW Championship, thankfully for XCW, not for EBW, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, moving right along here, we see a man we haven't seen very much lately. The Catalyst, Kevin Harris, taking on Chris Jones for the XCW Championship back in 2015 at Halloween Havoc. Did not make that episode, ladies and gentlemen, but it sure made this one. Would see former Royalty member Kevin Harris eyeing his first ever XCW Championship opportunity. Of course, against Chris Jones, no easy feat. Unfortunately for him, Chris Jones walks out still XCW champion in this rainy Halloween Havoc main event, ladies and gentlemen. What a match to remember. Moving right along, ladies and gentlemen, here at number 3, James Cerebral, accompanied by the Gabe, his manager, taking on Ox Cannon for the International Champion at Explosive 2013. And what an explosive match it was, ladies and gentlemen. We'd see actually interference from the Gabe. He attempted to help James Cerebral capture the XCW International Championship from the newcomer Ox Cannon. Unfortunately for him, though, at the end of the day, it would be the athletic upstart Ox Cannon retaining that International Championship. And look at that escape from the cage. Probably the most athletic one in XCW history. Going right along here, our cage matches, ladies and gentlemen. Corey Lee versus Brandon Hardcore Hobbs, Night of Reckoning 2013. And what a night this was. One of the few night shows we have a year. And it was definitely one to remember. It would not only be nominated for Match of the Year at the 2013 Viewers' Choice Awards, it actually would win the award that night. And as I said, definitely well-deserved. It was one of the best cage matches I've ever seen. Definitely competing for that number 1 spot. It would ultimately, though, see Corey Lee walking out with the win that night. But in the end, just the privilege of watching that match, ladies and gentlemen, as Brandon Hobbs gets destroyed here. The XCW Galaxy truly was the winner. And ladies and gentlemen, taking that number 1 spot in our top 5 XCW cage matches is LOL versus Matt Chencho. That Extreme Championship match they had at High Stakes 2013, ladies and gentlemen. What a match it was. These two would tear the house down in this cage match, chosen by XCW fans as part of the High Stakes Stipulations matches. And ladies and gentlemen, like we have said, this is an absolute clinic. Despite an amazing effort, though, by LOL, unfortunately, he could not get the job done. He would come up short. Matt Chencho retaining his XCW Extreme Championship. And ladies and gentlemen, definitely the best cage match in XCW history, bar none. Boom, there we are, ladies and gentlemen. There we are, Matt Chencho taking on LOL. One of my favorites, ladies and gentlemen. We used to party back in the day, LOL and myself. Obviously a big fan of Matt Chencho as well. That was for the Extreme title at 2013 Last Laugh. A show we haven't had for a while, ladies and gentlemen, but I will tell you, next year, our 2021 season, as you know, we are returning. They will have High Stakes, ladies and gentlemen. High Stakes 2013. I apologize. Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be electrifying. You do not want to miss it. That cage match was absolutely insane, ladies and gentlemen. Matt Chencho retaining his Extreme title, of course. As you go back through the annals of history, you can actually see that episode on YouTube, that show on YouTube. Go back and watch it. Matt Chinchilla did retain an explosive, hard-hitting match, ladies and gentlemen. LOL put up a hell of a fight. Unfortunately, could not come home with that Extreme title. But that is it for us here, ladies and gentlemen. Another episode of XCW 5 down. Top 5 cage matches in XCW history. Our next episode, I'm going to keep it a little secret for you. You'll have to hop in and see our next one. Do not miss it, ladies and gentlemen. JJ, as always, thank you for tuning in. We will see you next time on XCW 5.